Over 4.6 million students give the CBSE Class 10 and Class 12 exams combined globally, and I was one of them this year in 2026. I was in the 2025 to 2026 Class 10 batch in my district, and I gave my examinations for Class 10 this very year. On the board exams for class 10 CBSE started on 17th March, and that one was the maths examination. That is what I'm going to be focusing on in this video, and I'm going to be focusing on that exam because it was very hard hitting and it made me realize a bunch of things, and I'll also be delving into my overall academic experience thus far. So, like so many other students, I was suddenly told that I need to be taking this year seriously and this is going to decide my future. Yes, my results for this year is going to be deciding my future, and it's my time to stop fooling around and really take life seriously from this point onwards. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but I when I asked when I told people who are a bit older than me, like just a few years older than me, like 5 to 6 years older, or who were working jobs, not including rishtedars, when I told them that okay, I'm going to be giving my class 10 board exams, they would all of them would say the same thing without me having to ask. They would first of all tell me enjoy this year because after this things are gonna change, and you're not gonna be having the same friends. Like you're gonna keep in touch maybe, but it's obviously not gonna be the same. So really enjoy this year. Second, don't take pressure. And third, everyone would say this result didn't change my life. I was always told that, but it plays no significance in my life anymore. And this is just my personal experience. What you as a person watching this, it's all based on your viewpoint, your opinion. But yes, this is what I was told. And after giving the board exams myself, I can say that while it is not meaningless, it was very meaningful in a very different way for me because it helped me realize something I want to be delving into right now, which I'm going to be delving into right now. And class 10 as a whole was a very hard hitting year for me because it really changed me as a person in a good way, for me in a positive way. But yeah, I can't say my class 10 result is going to matter for more than a few months or a year maximum, because regardless of what your result is in life on any exam, you just have to keep moving forward. This is true for any exam, whether it's a grade school exam, whether it's a board exam, whether it's a competitive exam, any sort of exam. You just need to keep moving forward regardless of your result, and life will always give you a second chance whether or not you see it that way. Because it depends on how you view that second chance. Yes, you're not going to get a million attempts to clear a competitive exam, but just because you don't clear it the first time or you don't clear the exam at all, it doesn't mean your life is over. I'm just saying. So my overall academic experience has been very mixed. So I can say in primary school, um, it was extremely positive for me as a whole. School was a very enjoyable experience. I had good company. I had really good teachers, and I was progressing naturally. And that pressure wasn't there. Obviously, we were kids, but I'm not focusing on the pressure here. I would say I thoroughly enjoyed school, and it felt as though they were teaching us at a very good pace. And I'm going to be using the word pace a lot in this video, probably. So, really get what I'm saying. By pace, I mean they took the accurate amount of time for the information to settle in our brains in a way that we can comprehend and practically use it for ourselves. So, uh, the reason they did that is because these were like genuinely like the baselines for everything else we learn thus far. Because see, if a class 3 and class 4 student doesn't understand multiplication, they are not going to be able to do any maths whatsoever from that point onwards. And while that is true for any year, if you don't understand the math in that year, you're likely going to struggle going ahead at least somewhat, right? That happened for me. It did happen for me up till class 5. I would say my maths was really strong, like the pace was there. I would understand, like, the I don't see anyone talk about this enough. This really, like, punched me in the face in a way I've not seen anyone talk about. But for me, till class 5, for me it's like up till lockdown, so till 2020, I was able to just sit in class, listen to the teacher once, solve questions for any subject, and then I would get it. That would be the end of it. Class 6 onwards, the whole school experience changed rapidly for me, because suddenly sitting in class wasn't enough. The quality of what I was, okay, mind you, I went to the same school from class 1 to class 10, so I'm talking about the same school year. From class 6 onwards, suddenly sitting in class wasn't enough. And it wasn't my lack of attention or my lack of dedication, because I would say I'm a dedicated person and I'm motivated towards studying, like truly motivated towards studying, in the way I will delve into later on in this video. But I would sit in class, like online for 1 year, because class 6 was online for me in 2021. And even after lockdown, when offline school started again, I would sit, I would listen, and they would not be teaching crap. Okay, they would not be teaching anything. They would teach it so surface level, expect us to do the rest, and just move on. Like, syllabus, we just need to complete it, and that's our only goal. Yeah, and I would say it also the teachers also matter, by the way, because I did get a handful of good teachers as well. But even then, I would say sitting in class wasn't enough anymore. Up till class 5, just sitting, absorbing everything that was being taught, and then revising it a few times myself was enough. I would excel. And then suddenly it was just very difficult for some reason. The what was being taught in class, it did not cover what was being taught in the exam at all, or it was being taught at such a surface level, nothing would settle in the head. The teachers would just, for history for example, they would just go over the important parts of the chapter and not tell it in a way where it actually settles in our head like a story. So I realized this in class 7, like that entire year went bad for me academically, because it was such a sudden change. Class 6 was still okay because it was online, and it was still easy enough in a way I could catch up, kind of. But class 7, suddenly I realized this. But thankfully for class 8, I was able to catch up. But not truly. I'll tell you what happened. For every subject, let me go over all the subjects I've studied in my life thus far. English, Hindi from class 6, from class 1 to class 8 for me. French from class 6 to class 10 for me. Science for all grades. Social science from class 6 to class 10. Maths, of course, from class 1 to class 10. Marathi, CBSE introduced the any, I forgot which rule it was, not CBSE specifically, but every state is supposed to teach its own language to all the students regardless of where the student is from. So that happened from class 6 to class 10. We were taught Marathi, but in class 9 and class 10, the Marathi was very limited. Like, it was not taught, there was no textbook for learning basically, and it was not taught seriously whatsoever. And I want to go into that as well in this video. But from class 6 to class 8 in Marathi, we had textbooks, two textbook. One was for grammar, one was for literature, and we would have Marathi period twice a week. Okay. What other subjects? Wait, let me go over them. From class 1 to class 8, I also had computer. And okay, wait. From class 1 to class 5, science was called EBS, and I know it's not the same, but it was treated as science. So environmental studies. And then from class 6 to class 10 we had like proper science. Oh yeah, and from class 1 to class 5 we had general knowledge as a subject as well. And any other, we also had other subjects, but they were not treated, like there were no exams for them as far as I know. Oh wait, I need to go over one more. In class 9, this is not in all CBSE schools, but my school had this option. We had a skill subject, so we could pick either AI, IT, or PAT, which is basically physical activity trainer. I won't be delving into those too deeply yet, but I picked AI in class 9 and class 10. And yeah, that I want to be going over that. Don't worry, I will go over everything. I basically have a lot of thoughts. I'll go over everything in this video, 1 minute. But those were all the subjects that I've taken in my life, which were of significance at least. And class 10 board exam for maths was hellish for every person, almost every person, I can say. I remember everyone was so nervous before the exam, and I feel like we all kind of knew, okay? We all kind of, I was trying to stay as positive as possible, but we all kind of knew. Teachers knew, students knew, everyone was kind of freaking out before the maths exam. I remember this so clearly. And then after the exam, all hell broke loose. Everyone was complaining like crazy coming out of the exam center. And then online, all I could see was like posts from any online teachers, which were like sending letters to CBSE requesting them to be lenient while checking the maths papers. And then students crying and complaining that the entire year that they had studied like crazy, and there was no fulfillment to it. The exam was way too difficult, and they asked such complex questions which they couldn't even decipher the meaning of. And I heard class 12, I don't know this as well, but like too deeply, but class 12 maths apparently introduced some JE questions as well, I've heard. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. And CBSE apparently makes memes now. And in when you check the for the class 12 one of the exams, when you check the QR code, a rickroll would appear. And I did not believe in this, but then it came on the news channel. Yeah, so see, so all these changes were made, which were from it all. It's all based on personal experience, because there was students who said some sets were harder than the others and some weren't. But overall, everyone said the class 10 maths board exam was a disaster. And okay, CBSE has been introducing a crazy amount of changes lately. So for 2026 onwards, we have the option to give two board exams. So the second board exam is optional, and it's basically an improvement exam, or if you missed an exam or something like that. And I believe it will be held from May 15th, and results will come out, and like admission will start June onwards for class 11 CBSE. So apart from this change, they've also removed foreign languages completely and changed the textbook. They're trying to kind of make up for like all the changes a lot of people were complaining about. So a lot of people would complain that, not by people, I'm not talking about students, by the way, I'm talking about scholars, I would say, or even parents, who would say that the class 10 exams were and class 12 exams weren't preparing students for competitive exams that most of them give. Yes, this is I did not know this until uh, I delved into why class 10 board exams were such a rapid change for all of us. Apart from that, they were also, I've seen parents talk about this as well, that we as a education system focus way too much on westernized knowledge and not enough on Indian culture. So CBSE changed the class 9 English textbook, and they removed the Beehive English textbook and made two textbooks called Purvi and Kaveri, I believe, which has all Indian stories. And they removed French as a language or any other foreign language as an option completely. And now there's an option between Sanskrit and Hindi. And this was done really badly. I have a friend who also gave class 10 exams with me, and her little sister um, went to class 6 this year, and she had taken French. Okay, that option, we have like a Google form before class 6 to pick a third language. So English was our primary language, Hindi is our second language, and then there was an option to pick a third language. So either French, Sanskrit, or Marathi. I picked French, like I mentioned earlier, and Sanskrit and Marathi are already Indian languages. So, oh yeah, and see, so as a fourth language, Marathi was taught to everyone from class 6 to class 8. But if you pick Marathi as a third language, you won't have it as a fourth language. So, third language Marathi is very deep. It has like, you have to write, you have to learn it very well. And then the fourth language Marathi, which if you pick a third language other than Marathi, then you have your fourth language as Marathi, which was very badly taught, I'll say. But my friend's sister, she had picked French, and then for 2 weeks they taught it. But then out of nowhere, CBSE introduced this change, and then suddenly the textbooks are useless, and then she has to pick between Sanskrit or Hindi. CBSE, what are you doing? If somehow a CBSE person like is watching this, can you please take this video into account? Because I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. What are you doing? These changes, while they can be really positive for all of us, you're introducing them so rapidly and in a way which is not even well thought of. It feels more like one day you wake up and you feel like, oh, I feel like making all the textbooks Indian now, and you're just going to introduce these huge changes which um, you are not considering the consequences of. But anyway, first of all, I want to talk about the class 10 board exam. Like I said, it was a disaster for many. That was a thing. And after the exam, I really questioned why. So, for context, okay, I did not pick standard maths, by the way, I picked basic maths. Not by my own choice, although I'm glad I picked basic maths. My whole life, right? Actually, not my whole life, sorry. From class 5, remember to class 5, I said I understood maths really well. And then, like, I understood what was being taught really well. But from class 6 onwards, that really changed, and I really struggled in maths, especially because, okay, so my whole life I've never gone to any tuition of any sort. I've always learned on my own, and I'm the only person who I know in class 10 who did this, by the way, in my whole school, who did not go to any tuition or any center of any sort outside of school, and I just self studied. And this was my parents' choice, which I don't regret whatsoever. I'm very glad my parents purposely didn't put me any tuition, although if I had requested, they would have, of course. But because they do not put me in a tuition, I have these views which I'm very glad I realized, and I really got to have a very different experience from most students. So from class 6 onwards, I stopped understanding maths because, like I said, I relied on the teacher, and the teacher didn't teach shit. So, for class 7, I had a teacher who would not teach maths whatsoever. She wouldn't write it on the board, she would just open the Byju's app and ask us to copy the chapter solutions. Okay? And I was talking to my friend the other day, yes, the same friend with the younger sister, and I said I don't trust the people who check our papers. I lost that trust of the examiners who check our papers because there are the two maths teachers in our grade. There were like four, I think, in the whole class 10 grade, like for each, like they taught a few sections of class 10 each in my school. But two of them, um, they were horrible at their job. Let me just say, they were very horrible at their job. Um, and the one my friend had, she said that once a guy in her class walked up to the teacher and asked, "Ma'am, I'm not able to solve this question. Can you please solve it for me?" And the teacher tried to solve it 3 times, failed, and Okay, she solved the question, but it was a completely different question. This was an RD Sharma question, by the way. And then when they searched it up, AI said a completely different answer. And yeah, all the other sources said a completely different answer, not just AI. What These are the people who check our papers, like they rely on the internet, but somehow we are supposed to solve these questions by ourselves. And you just write the solution on the board and tell us to copy in class. Do you see the issue here? And then in the exam, we are supposed to apply our brains to give these questions, like give the answers to all these questions. And I this deeply disturbs me because as an education system, we are failing so miserably. Class 6 onwards, I stopped understanding maths because I stopped getting good teachers, or teachers who would teach. Man, teachers who would teach in a way like they would not teach what would be taught in the exam. Like they would solve the NCRT questions, but the questions in the exam was so damn different. And okay, no one told me about RD Sharma until class 8, so I struggled. I was barely passing. And then class 9 and class 10, I did average at least, because not good in maths, but at least I knew that, so, like someone told me, like use RD Sharma, they ask questions from there. And I did that and I solved example, so at least did average afterwards. But here's the thing, I stopped getting good teachers who they would rely on the internet to for us to learn maths, and that's absolutely not how you learn maths. At least for other subjects, that can somehow memorization can somewhat help. I don't encourage it, but it can. But for maths it can never work, because maths is not a subject you memorize. It's You really have to apply your brain to solve these questions. And my teachers would rely on the internet. They would just ask us to copy off the board. They would not delve into the concept deeply whatsoever. Same with students. So once I started struggling with maths like crazy, and I mean really badly, like nothing I did worked. I would solve these questions and it just did not help me, because the questions in the exam were just okay. Imagine something very simple in the textbook, but in the exam, a very completely different question would be asked, and I would just not understand the question itself. I would not know how the hell I'm supposed to solve it. So finally, I went to different people, like students. Okay, I went to my friends, I went to classmates, I even went to teachers, maths teachers, and I asked them, "Ma'am, ma'am or sir or my friend's name, I struggle with maths. What is your strategy? How do you do maths?" All of them would say the same damn thing. So they would say, first you solve NCRT, then you solve your RD Sharma, and then you solve Exemplar if you get time, but just NCRT and RD Sharma are enough. Or if you want, you can solve other questions too, like RS, Agarwal, Ellora, or yeah, for my friends who went to tuition, they say we first of all I rely on these books which I just mentioned, and then I give many tests in my tuition, so I get an idea of what kind of questions will be asked in the exam. So I did that. I really did that. I solved questions, all the from these books, and so I did better in maths than I used to do before. But class 10 board exam was such a disaster. In a way, I questioned after the exam, I questioned why was it a disaster. For me, I took basic maths, so my paper wasn't super tough. It did come from the textbook overall, and but not from RD Sharma, because basic maths doesn't rely on RD Sharma. It did not, like, it wasn't like super simple questions. It was a lot of like case based questions and questions where you apply your own brain. But I was able to do okay in the basic maths exam. Even that exam was kind of difficult and I couldn't understand some of the questions, but I did my best. But it was nothing compared to the hailstorm that standard math students were facing. After the exam, after talking to these students, I questioned over and over. I couldn't get this out of my head. Why was it such a disaster? And I questioned myself over and over what the problem was. And I finally reached why. reach to why. We, our whole way of studying maths this whole time did not teach us any maths. All these tests, all these hours spent on doing maths did not teach us any maths. It taught us a pattern. When we look at the same questions over and over and we solve the same questions or similar questions multiple times, our brain finds the pattern. And after you've solved so many questions, at least most of the questions come from those questions, right? Like in the exam. All we were doing this whole time was getting used to something, seeing it, it's somewhere in our brain. Hopefully, we remember it enough, and then we give the exam. Well, we weren't learning maths whatsoever because these questions did not help us in a practical sense. The questions that were asked in the board exams, the difficulty level was raised, and we had to use our brains. And we did not, because we've never seen these questions in our life. So our brain went like, "Oh, how do I do this?" Because this whole time we were, for 5 years or more, we were just acting like computers. Like, you give computer information, it makes sense out of it. It, based on past experiences, it does its best. We were all functioning like AI guys, and then suddenly when we see questions which are out of the syllabus or different, or where we actually have to use our brains, obviously we're not going to know how to solve them. And then, okay, what if if I take a question for like trigonometry, for example, I've heard so many people say, "Oh, I'm not going to use this in real life. What's the use?" But here's the thing: you can actually use maths in real life. Maths was created to be used in real life. But the fact that so many of us students say, "Where am I going to use any of these information from all these subjects in real life?" says enough. Because yes, we are being taught the information, but we're not being taught how to learn and how to use it. Imagine if, okay, even when I asked a teacher, teach me trigonometry in such a way I can understand it and delve deeply and really love the subject, but I never got that. They just like explain the concept from the textbook, give us questions, and then end it at that. And then in real life, there are so many beautiful uses of trigonometry we are not even aware of that we could be using. But if a person were to come up to us and say, "Can you help me with this in a practical, like real world scenario?" we are not able to do it. Like, exams have become all about memorization and marks and who can solve the most number of questions in the shortest amount of time, rather than going to the roots of the subject, understanding why we are learning it in the first place, and really enjoy the subject. Instead, I actually support the fact that CBSE is trying to make us use our brains, but you are not having teachers and textbooks which are supporting that. The class 9 and class 10 NCRT textbooks are absolute shit, in my opinion, because they do not teach you anything whatsoever. They teach you the absolute basics, and that too, you just solve those questions over and over, the exercises, and hopefully you're gonna be able to solve it in the exam. But it does not give you a large variety of questions. It does not teach it to you in a way where you actually enjoy the subject and you actually know how you can apply this in real life. And what we, as an education system, as a society, should be doing is we should be telling students how to learn, how to absorb information, how to really enjoy a subject. Because when you enjoy a subject, it automatically sticks in your head. You understand the depths of it. You really get it. You really, really get it. You really understand it. You it gives it meaning, it gives it value beyond just making your parents proud and getting a good result. Because your result, okay, I agree that results don't matter, because that result on that piece of paper does not truly tell you what you understood. Because what if the entire year I was understanding the subject, but one night before the exam I just freaked out, wrote something, and then my result is shown to everyone, and that is like an indicator of what I've learned, but that does not indicate anything, because it's an indicator of how well I was a machine, of how well I fitted this system, rather than if I learned and if I got educated in the way schools were programmed to.